What if I told you that everyone in this scene is 23 years old?
Really? And more than half of them are women.
I don't know if I'm getting superhero fatigue as much as I'm getting Spider-Man fatigue. But this movie is a trip, and I've got some questions. Why the period after Mexico? And how or why did they pick this town? Might I suggest picking a less historic town to destroy next time? How did this teacher let this video get played with Comic Sans? Does the movie have to give end credits to Getty Images, or does this cover it?
It is crazy.
Isn't this live? Do they have a standards and practices person next to a broadcast grade switcher that just hit a censor button with a tight and accurate bleeps on a tape delay? Did they get an extra band member? Because in this shot, there's no baritone horn in the band, but when they come back, the basketball hits one right in the bell. What vitamins is Brad Davis on, and how illegal are they? What if I told you that everyone in this scene is 23 years old?
Really? And more than half of them are women.
Oh, because of, well...
The murder.
The murder.
What murder? Hold on. Ugh. Ugh.
Thank you, Miss Parker, for having me.
There's not a voice modulating thingy on that suit?
Did you get your passport?
Well, he's under 18, so did you get his passport?
Blip beard, because I grew it in the blip.
Do you mean during the blip? Saying you grew it in the blip sounds like you were blipped and still grew the beard, which is impossible, unless you have a beard blip building ability.
Change the sterno under the vegan lasagna.
Assuming it's a 2-hour sterno, how long have you been serving dinner?
No caller ID, that's him.
Oh man, how many times have I not answered Nick Fury? Did anyone else think Spider-Man was on stage with the spotlight on him? His lack of protecting his secret identity is giving me anxiety. Why are there so many things plugged near your suit? I understand that it's charging, but you're gonna flip a breaker. How long was the flight that banana went bad?
Bo, it's the most perfect word in the world.
Did you know Bo means I don't know, and what kind of idiot are you that you might think I would?
Bo.
No, it really means I don't know, and what kind of idiot are you that you might think I would? So if this is actually just a holographic projection, how did it move all that water? What do these bad guys have against historical buildings? How was that an illusion?
Da Vinci Museum closed. You didn't check the website?
I looked it up, and the Da Vinci Museum doesn't have a website. And oh my gosh, you guys don't hear the giant water monster? You guys realize you went towards the fight, right?
So Paris tomorrow.
Were you guys only in Venice for one day?
The water monster.
It's dead.
How do you know it's dead? It's water. Peter, where were you that you had your toothbrush? Because there's a sink in your room. Do you think Nick Fury is nice? I mean, he could have knocked out Ned when he first walked in, but old One Eye waited until he was close enough to fall on the couch.
A village was...
Did you not hear the voice of an always irate man in the room?
Elements: air, water, fire, earth.
Primary elements? Air is a bunch of elements, fire's energy, earth is an amalgam of stuff, and water's a compound. Sounds like you're just making this stuff up. Oh. Did I miss punctuation class? Why are they using periods?
Yeah, he's a target.
Initiating strike.
Don't you think Edith is programmed a little trigger happy? Stark Industries has a satellite that has a bunch of killer drones? Did Pepper sign off on this?
Carnival of Light.
You talking about the Signal Festival that happens in October? Yeah, that's right, I Googled.
So what's the plan, Parker?
What's your plan?
You were not ready for this.
Is this how you pep talk a teen? When does the fake projection end and the real Mysterio start? Because he can't really fly, but that's got to be the real Beck sitting beside him. Why aren't the glasses in their case? You see how often you crack your phone, right? Are you even trying, Ned?
How's the suit?
A little tight around the old web shooter.
Parker.
Well, do you want to know how the suit fits or not?
Energy spiking.
We have seismic activity.
If you guys have scanners to monitor where this monster will show up, then why did you need Spider-Man on sentry duty? And since this is all a projection, how do the drones create seismic activity?
I heard him!
Well, why don't you keep doing that then? Wait, what are your powers? And how do they even work? I know, it's all fake, but did no one ask you about your powers?
We need to stay vigilant.
Can you not for like 5 seconds? Does that eye patch look uncomfortable around the ear?
Let's get a drink.
You gonna change first? No? The secret identity thing is kind of a lost art here, huh? Does this mean you took the glasses with you to the fire monster fight? In a loose pocket?
Where you headed?
Where is he headed? Are they staying in Prague, going to Paris? Will the travel agency ghost them? Did they set this up in Civil War knowing they were going to use it as a bad guy origin story?
Fighting space monsters in Europe is totally ridiculous.
Well, don't I feel silly? Maybe it was your great acting, Jake. Or maybe we know Mysterio from the comics and you never had a chance.
I can't believe I figured it out.
Should you really be impressed with yourself? The boy leaves a trail of breadcrumbs, web crumbs, wherever he goes.
And nobody wants a bullet in their head, right?
Right! Oh, was that rhetorical?
I think he tapped my phone.
What makes you think Beck tapped your phone? Even if Edith was monitoring you and sending Beck alerts, isn't telling Mr. Fury, like, top priority? Why don't people understand the importance of closing doors? How do the projections work in the car? Is Beck driving and covered up by drones? And if so, where are the drones? Or maybe the drone is driving and it's remote control. Or maybe the car is fake, and so the drones have room projecting on a convertible with some sort of wind guard. Or maybe I'm overthinking this.
It's Beck. He's here.
How do you know? Does he feel this? How does he feel this?
Sweatsuit!
How does Beck know about the sweatsuit? Beck's team had one night to set up the car, the building, and this nightmare scenario. Why don't they just take this talent and equipment to Hollywood? They would make a killing. Is that the car they arrived in? Oh my gosh, can I overthink this some more? I'm assuming the same guy who wrote about the elementals wrote this whole scenario out? Does he work well under pressure or what? Did the train conductor not stop? And how come no one's on the train?
Aren't you unconscious at the train yard?
Has he been passed out the whole time? Did they carry him to jail? Why didn't they go to the hospital?
Welcome to the Netherlands.
He could have woken up anywhere outside of Berlin. Did they pick Holland because his name is Tom Holland? You escape jail and the first thing you do is go to the farmer's market? Are those cheese wheels? Who's buying cheese by the wheel? You got any phone numbers memorized there? Do you think the hanging wooden shoes is a bit over stereotyping? I mean, next thing you know, they're going to show a windmill in the back of a tulip field. Of all places to meet up, you decide to land on what's basically someone's crops? Is someone going to reimburse the farmer?
Film at the front desk, and you didn't know how I knew?
It sounded like you confronted him about watching a dirty movie. You took him halfway around the world to fight a superhero squabble, and you couldn't let that slide? Why isn't your shirt off while you're getting stitches?
I guess we've been hovering over a tulip field for the last 15 minutes.
You're hovering? What was wrong with the illegal landing?
Password, the word, spelled out password.
You're the head of security and your password is password?
Don't steal my questions.
I'll take care of the music.
Na-na-na. Na-na-na. Is Peter hungry for a Na-na-na. Na-na-na. I'm sure he is quite malnourished,
There's nothing scientific about this science tour at all.
You went to Europe for science? Sure, Da Vinci and whatnot, but usually people go for the culture. Gutterman, you know to drive on the left side of the road, right? Left.
Pulse is spiking.
I'll take another look.
Don't you want to know where?
Increasing pulse.
The signal's showing the middle of the bridge, but does that mean Victoria is there? Is there underground parking in the middle of London Bridge? These kids have been at ground zero for 3 of these things. Why aren't they pointing fingers at each other? After 2 attacks, I know I wouldn't be near any of them ever again. I get that the bus driver left, but why are all these other cars here?
Earth, wind, fire, water? They join forces like the Power Rangers. You're thinking of Voltron.
Voltron and Power Rangers are like the same thing. How have neither of you heard of Captain Planet? You had to design and build a suit on a flight that takes a little more than an hour, and you had time to specially design a drogue chute? Does Maria Hill have super strength? She just pushed open a roof hatch with a rocket launcher case containing said rocket launcher and chucked it onto the roof. Why does this drone decloak? How do you know that window was rocket launcher proof?
They'll see what I want them to see!
But you want them to see the storm monster, and they're not seeing that. So are they seeing the storm substance you sought or seeing something unseen? See what I'm saying?
You still need the cape.
Janice, is now the right time to be asking? Your job in all of this is to get wrinkles out of a cape, and the first sign of trouble you're trying to get out of that? Janice, you lazy. Do we even know if these things have microphones? And he knows you're in the room. I doubt, even if he hears, he could tell where the sound is coming from. You realize these drones can't open doors. Wouldn't it be a lot safer if you were behind like a bunch of doors than one big one? He say he doesn't have his tingle, but the way he moves in this scene, he's gotta have at least a little tingle, right?
I wasted my life playing video games.
What else were you going to do in those 16 years? If you only had 16 years to live, a little travel, some video games, that's a good way to go. So Peter, you realize you're not going to be the next Iron Man, so instead you're going to try and be the next Thor? Or Captain America? Did Spider-Man get shot? It wouldn't surprise me as he just went down a tunnel of machine guns, but why the limp if he didn't get shot? I thought Peter gave up control. Doesn't he need Beck's permission to get back commands?
Execute them all.
You want to pick a different phrase there?
That's a helper.
Did you learn that playing video games?
Where you going?
You know where. Why aren't you going? Your lips are all cut up. Doesn't kissing hurt? If Maria and Nick were in the tower in the back, how did they get to the other side of the river? How did you heal so quickly in one flight? Also, everyone thought you were in Germany. Why did you fly back with a class from London?
Hello, Gerald.
If you guys already know each other, did you need the sign? Where did you get that suit? And if it's a new one that you designed, why doesn't it have pockets? When did he record this? By the time Spider-Man said execute them all, Beck's about to die. So did Ralphie here actually make the video and leak it? But this thing made money, so who cares? Na. I am not hungry for a na. Come tally, Mr. Tallyman, I have a lovely bunch. They are so ripe and ready. Oops, I forgot. They went bad. There's more banana bread to make.